All right. This is a summary of what happened on one of the installs, as you saw, as part one, where everything was installed, but I couldn't get any internet. The CPE was online. It showed up in the app online and the app in the phone itself, but I couldn't get any internet whatsoever inside of the client's home. I thought maybe the ends I put on it didn't crimp them hard enough, or one of the wires uh, was in the wrong place. So I crimped both ends again. No good. I replaced the ends. Still no good. Don't matter what I did, I could not get it to pass traffic whatsoever. Only thing I can get is putting power to the CPE, and it showed it was online. That was it. So, after a little bit of investigating, I found out that it was the wire itself. Even though it was brand new right off the roll, it was bad. I replaced the wire, and it worked for 9 days. And it's still going today, but 9 days. Yesterday I went there and it was 9 days later and it was still running. They said they had no issues whatsoever. And I never saw in the history log that it lost any internet. And here is a few of the photos of the bad section in the wire. I took the wire, got into my RV, put my tester on one end, and set the tester up so I could see the lights going 1 through 8. Put the other part of the tester on the other end. I sat there and took the wire and did a little scenario, only thing I could think of to be able to figure out where the bad spot is in there. So I took the end of the wire and messed with it and all. Now, when I plugged in the tester on both ends, they were going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. I'm like, okay, it's testing out fine. Why isn't it passing traffic? So I started thinking, I said, how can I test it? Now I could take the ends off and ohm them out, but I have to put these two wires together and then go on the other end and blah, blah, blah. So I decided to just put the meter on it so I can have a visual indication when it's bad. So I took the end and wiggled it up in here. It kept going, kept going, kept going. And I just kept going down. I pulled out maybe like that and just wiggled this part, grabbed this. And I just kept my eye on the tester as it was, as soon as it hit show number 1 started, I started doing this and see if I can get any of the lights to skip as if it was bad. And I just kept going, waited for the next cycle, kept going. Only about 6, 8 inches, and just kept going, just watching the lights, watching the lights, watching the light. Oh, it skipped. And it was about that far. That's it. From the end to where I found something to interrupt the data transfer on the wires. So I went back about 6 inches and just kept going, kept going, kept going, kept going, and kept going. And I found that it was about 3 feet, 2.5, 3 feet from the end. Now I laid it down and laid a box on it so it won't move. So I laid a box on it so it will make connection so it won't move while I test rest of the cable. I tested the rest of the cable that way and found nothing. So I cut the last 3 feet off the end of the cable. I got some photos of it to show you what I found after I cut it open. Let's see here. Let's get to the screen. Let's get to the share screen over here. There we go. Now laid it on the table, and as you can see, you zoom in a little bit. Look at the cable. Looks fine. All fine. Go up here on this one. It all looks fine. I'm like, okay. I was expecting some major something that would just stick out like, oh, there it is. But I didn't until I started looking at each wire individually. And that's exactly what I did. And this is what I found. Let's see. Boom. That right there. You see there's the connector. Now when I put a new end on it, this was the one on the inside of the home. If I cut another 3 foot off, I can probably left that wire there because I had enough wire underneath the house to be able to get that extra 3 feet. But as you can see, that's one of the issues right there. I don't know how it got cut like that. I took a razor knife and actually cut the outside off. So I know I didn't cut it. And let's see, let's go to the next one. A little better, clear picture right there. Now this is not cut all the way through. The copper is still partially attached. Very little of it, but it's still attached. So I know I didn't cut it because the razor knife will not cut the copper just by slicing over it. You would actually have to keep slicing and bend it back and forth to be able to get it to do any damage to it. But that is one of the things I found. And then I found this. As you can see, part of the copper still attached. And there's the top of it. It's like it's been nicked. And also you can see right here. So them 2 spots is what kept me from actually having any data to transfer. Even if it's brand new, that don't mean it's not going to have issues. Now I've cut that piece out that you see there, right after I have cut out that section. I stripped the end of the Ethernet wire that I had left over, put an end on it. I have deployed that piece of wire back out in the field on another site. And it's still working. Hadn't had no issues whatsoever. So it's just that bad section on that wire right there. Somewhere right up in here and somewhere right up in here, I do believe is where it was. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it or not. I mean, it was. I don't know if I can see it on this or not. Because it took me a little while to figure out exactly where it was because it was all looking like it was together. I think it was in this section somewhere up in here where it was still all together. That's why I don't see it now. Because one of them was up in here in this area, and the other one was way down here somewhere. So just because it's brand new, don't mean it's not going to have something wrong with it. So that's the first time I ever had a wire, brand new, off the roll, just be bad. That's the first time ever. And that's what drove me so crazy because I've never had it to happen. I thought it was the end on it or the radio. I even took another radio and programmed it and took the cone out, put the new cone in, the horn, and Same thing. I programmed it while I was in the back of the car, and when I plugged it in, I didn't have access to it inside the home. It wouldn't let me have access to it. Nothing. It wouldn't transfer nothing, but it would connect to the AP. That was the first time, like I said, that I ever had a wire just flat out just didn't work right out of the box. But it's fixed, and I got a few more videos coming up. I'm going to try to start releasing mine on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I got one today. Which won't be long before it's up. I got one today. I got one Monday, and I got one Wednesday, and I got 2 or 3 installs tomorrow, Saturday. So I'll be recording them and continue Monday, Wednesday, and Friday uploads. If you got any questions or any comments you'd like to talk about, things that you've had issues with wire like this possibly, leave it in the comments below this video. Until then, I will see you in the next video.